I'm in the kitchen again. It's Sunday morning. Today I'm doing a bake. So I don't know whether you remember, but a little while ago I did what I called a brick, which was an all-bran loaf made with the breakfast cereal, which is divine. And I did a second version, which was even better. And I took that down to Vivi's when we went down to Swanage, and she loved it. It was sugar-free. Today I'm doing another version of that, but I'm using courgette and also a very ripe banana. So I'm using what we've got and I'm adapting a previous recipe and seeing if it works. So it's a bit of an experiment today. Fingers crossed that it works and it comes out good so we can eat it and enjoy it. Let's have a look at the ingredients. 1.5 cups of all-bran cereal, 1.5 cups of grated courgette, some vanilla extract, I'm probably going to use a capful, tablespoon of honey, teaspoon of nutmeg, teaspoon of cinnamon, 1.5 cups of plain flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a cup of oat milk, and a ripe banana which I'm going to mash. First thing I'm going to do is combine the all-bran, the grated courgette and the oat milk. I'm going to just give that a stir and I'm just giving it a little press down to ensure that the liquid from the courgette and the oat milk get soaked into the all-bran. And I'm going to leave it probably 15 to 20 minutes or so. I'm going to give my banana a quick mash. You can see it's really soft. Pop that to one side. In preparation, I'm going to add my baking powder to the flour, my cinnamon, and the nutmeg. So after about 15-20 minutes, this is what the all-bran and the courgettes look like. I'm going to add the banana. I can smell that banana. It's got a lovely smell. Make sure that's thoroughly mixed in. I'm going to add the honey. I'm using a set honey because that's what we've got. You could use runny honey, no problem. I'm going to add a capful of vanilla extract. Just a capful. To hopefully enhance the sweetness. Let's give that a good mix. Now I'm going to add the flour, the cinnamon and nutmeg. I'm going to add half of it first. I guess you could use a food processor if you wanted to, or a mixer. Okay, let's add the remainder. That looks okay. I'm going to set that to one side while I line my loaf tin. Seems moist enough, the mixture. Well, it's been an hour. Let's have a look. Ooh. Now, I did actually make potentially an error. I neglected to add any kind of fat or oil. So if this works, it's also fat-free. I think we need to let it cool first before we try it. The eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that it's sunk, which is probably too much liquid, so it'd be interesting to see whether it is actually okay in the centre. Let's cut into it and have a look. Quite doughy. I don't think it's fully cooked. So, as you can see, not everything turns out well, and it was an experiment. So what I'm going to do is experiment a little bit further. I'm going to turn the oven back on. I'm going to put it back into the loaf tin and cook it for another half an hour and see if we can dry it up a little bit. I noticed that it had sunk, and that can sometimes indicate too much liquid, so interesting. But you know what? If something goes wrong, I'm still going to share it with you. Yeah. So I'm going to put the oven back on, pop it back in its wrapper, and see what happens. See if we can get it to cook a little bit more. Let's see what happens. So it's had another 40 minutes in the oven. I'm just going to let it cool down thoroughly and see what happens. It may be a disaster. It may never ever cook. We may be here for the rest of our lives waiting for it to cook. But let's see what happens. I'll give you an update. Good morning. It's Monday morning. The cooking saga continues. And if you know anything about Paul and I, there is absolutely no way that I'm throwing this in the bin. No way, man. We don't waste food like that. We both sort of were thinking about a possible solution for this. So what am I going to do? I did actually eat a little bit of it yesterday, and even though it was sort of very moist, it was actually quite tasty. So that's another reason why I don't want to waste any of this. It feels lovely. It's just very, very doughy and sticky inside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it all up. It smells great as well. I think, seriously, it's just a liquid adjustment that I would need to make. I'm going to pop them onto this baking tray with parchment so they don't stick. They remind me of dog treats. They're almost like a bone shape, aren't they? Richard's dog treat loaf. Not for dogs. Okay, I'm going to bake them in an oven at 180 for about 20 minutes and see what happens. They look so pretty. Give it 20 minutes. You know, I'm thinking about writing a ladybird book, The Cake That Wouldn't Bake. I mean, seriously, they're still soft. I was hoping they'd turn into sort of like biscotti type things, but they're still soft. Literally, if I poke, it's still soft. Look. You can see it's literally still liquid inside. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So what I'm going to do is turn the heat down and just put them back in for another 10 years. I mean, seriously, this is crazy. Yeah. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them back in on a low heat. Turn the heat down to, I think, 120 and leave them for another half an hour and keep checking on them periodically for the next 8 hours. Yeah. So after probably, I don't know, another hour and a half, something like that, they finally started to become a little bit more solid. So I think that will do. I think they're probably sort of edible now with a biscuit coating and a slightly soft centre. So they'll get eaten with a coffee, I can assure you. So Paul, you've got one of my crunchy yet soft in the centre, biscuity fruit loaf, no, courgette loaf with bran and banana disaster.
An amalgam
thing.
It smells nice.
You know what it reminds me of? It's almost like a fig roll.
It does.
It's crispy on the outside, soft in the centre.
Oh, I love fig rolls.
I
Maybe
do.
You should make fig rolls.
Maybe you should shut up and eat that. Very crunchy on the outside now. What's it like, Paul? What's the flavour like?
You can taste the banana.
Well, one would hope so.
You can't taste the courgette.
Well, I mean, they don't taste of anything really, do they?
It tastes really banana-y. It's got a nice crisp and it's soft in the centre. I mean, it is actually a bit like a fig roll. More crunchy.
I think the great thing is it's extremely low in fat.
I mean, it's amazing starting to make something and then finding something else that you need to make it because something didn't go right.
Well, I wasn't going to throw it away.
Well, no.
No way.
I'm glad you didn't now.
No. Wonderful. I'm so pleased you're enjoying it.
And we got quite a few left.
Yeah. Okay. Bye for now.